For years I tried to learn video editing by watching tutorials that looked impressive but explained very little. I would finish a video knowing which buttons were pressed but not why they were used. Each time I opened DaVinci Resolve I felt like I was guessing instead of editing. Most beginners tutorials focus on effects and shortcuts, not real understanding. That leaves people confused and dependent on copying others. I realized beginners don't need more tricks, they need clarity. This channel was created in order to show you that DaVinci is not so dangerous. You can accept it as a course if you like, but I think it's more like guidelines of what is hidden and what can help you in video editing. Here we go in depth into tools hidden in menus and manuals, explained clearly and practically. You'll learn how the software actually works step by step. The goal is to help you confidently edit your own videos, start a channel or build a video editing business. So, let's go! In the previous video you learned the core editing tools that actually build your timeline: insert, append, override, replace, fit to fill, place on top, and repo override. Those are the actions that decide how your clip gets placed and behave when editing. Of course, you can insert each video in the timeline, cut it there and place it where you want. The next step is controlling what happens inside those clips. In this video, we are focusing on the inspector, the panel where you can adjust position, scale, rotation, audio level and every effect you apply. This is where you move from basic editing to precise control. By the end of this video you will know exactly where to find these controls and how to use them to shape your footage instead of just placing it on the timeline. And it also adds some movement to your video, so let's go! The inspector is the panel on the right side of the edit page that shows detailed controls for whatever you've got selected. It's usually a clip in the timeline. Select one clip and the inspector updates instantly to let you tweak that clip's properties. To open it, click the inspector button in the top right corner. If it's hidden, go to workspace, show panel in the workspace and inspector. This arrow here prevents inspector tab to hide behind the timeline. The inspector has tabs like video, audio, effects, etc. We're focusing only on the video and audio tab today. It's where most of your creative clips adjustments live. The sections are neatly organized and almost everything supports keyframes for animation. The simple logic behind it: you select a clip, inspector shows per clip controls. Changes happen live in the viewer and the timeline. It's not destructive. You are adjusting how the clip plays in the timeline, not the original file. Now let's walk through every main section in the video tab step by step. Number one is transform. The transform section handles positioning, rotation, scaling and distortion, basically moving and resizing your clip in the frame. Let's start with zoom X and zoom Y. This scale the clip bigger or smaller. By default, zoom X and Y are linked. This little chain icon here. Changing one updates the other to maintain the original aspect ratio, which prevents unwanted stretching. Click the chain to unlink them. Now adjust the horizontal or vertical zoom independently for creative effects like intentional distortion or anamorphic looks. Position X and Y. This moves the clip horizontally or vertically. Rotation angle. Rotate the clips in degrees. Anchor point. This sets the pivot or center the point for scaling and rotation. By default it's in the middle of the clip, but move it to make zooms and rotations happen around a specific spot. For example, zoom into someone's eyes instead of the frame center. Pitch. This tilts the clip forward and backward, like nodding your head up and down. Yaw. Rotates the clip left and right, like shaking your head no. Flip. This is the horizontal or vertical flip options, like mirror the clip, left, right, or top to bottom. Every single parameter here, position, rotation, zoom, X and Y, anchor point, has its own diamond icon for individual keyframing. But there's a faster way to animate everything at once. Look at the diamond icon next to the transform group header. This is at the very top of the section. Click that one diamond. It adds keyframe to all transform parameters simultaneously at the current playhead position. Move the playhead forward. Tweaks any value, for example zoom in and position, and Resolve auto create matching keyframes, perfect for quick can burns effects, where we pan or zoom on a still image, creating motion and visual interest. The next one is cropping. It's simple but powerful for trimming edges without touching the original video. It has left, right, top and bottom. Cropping pixels or percentage from each side. Softness or feather option for smooth blended edges if you want vignette style borders. If retain image position is checked, it crops not from the end of the desired end of the image, but it crops from the end of the frame. The next one is dynamic zoom. A beginner-friendly way to add zoom pan motion across the whole clip duration. No manual keyframe required, but first, enable the dynamic zoom toggle, swap button to reverse direction, zoom in versus zoom out, smoothing controls for natural easing. The next one is composite. Controls how these clip layers blend with clips below them. Ideal for overlays, text or graphics. The opacity option is from 0 to 100% transparency. Composite mode, blends mode like normal, it's default, or you can choose between add, screen overlay, multiply and etc. You can check the rest of them. Change modes to see how your title or graphics interact. Keyframes on opacity for fades are available. The next one is speed change. Basic uniform speed adjustment right here. For variable ramps, use retime tool separately. Speed direction, which means to choose between original forward direction of the footage. That moment stayed with me long after I moved on. Reverse play, or place the playhead and choose freeze frame, which will cut the clip and part ahead from the playhead will be a static image. Speed percentage and frames per second, like you can adjust to 50% to slow motion or 200% for fast motion. Pitch correction checkbox if audio linked, prevents chipmunk voices if speeded up. This is the voice used in comedy or memes edits or cartoon characters like Tweety, for example. Just listen.
Stay with me long after I moved on.
Also prevents deep voices or low pitch if slowed down. This voice is used usually for statements that needs to feel serious or ironic when someone says something trivial. When the checkbox is checked, it just keeps the original tone level but with adjusted speed. Repose sequence options to auto-adjust timeline length. The next one is stabilisation. Reduce the camera shake directly in the inspector. Enable and peak mode. Perspective most aggressive. Similarity translation. Strength and smoothness sliders are adjustments for better results. Zoom or crop options to fill black borders after stabilization. Analyze button. Resolve processes the clip. Works well on handheld footage. Stronger modes crop more but stabilize better. The next one is lens correction. As you can see, this is a paid function from the studio version, but Still, you can preview what results to expect. Fix lens distortions automatically. Enable and choose camera lens profile. Analyze your clip for auto-adjusting. The next one is retime and scaling. Fine-tune how speed changes and resizing are handled for this clip. Overrides project defaults. Retime process. In the drop-down we have three options. Nearest, frame blend and optical flow. The nearest option is the fastest and lightest for your computer. The result is quick playback and rendering. Use it when speed or quality is not critical at all, when you're in a rush to finish faster your video. Frame blend is the middle ground. It gives better quality than the nearest, but still pretty fast rendering. The best quality can reach with optical flow. It just gives buttery smooth results in exchange for CPU and GPU resources. Motion estimation. This option is available only when choosing optical flow from retime process. Here we have standard faster and better, which is balanced speed versus quality. It's a good starting point for most clips. Next is enhanced faster and better, which is better motion tracking but slower processing. Worth it for important shots. And AI speed warp faster and better is Space Studio option, which is even more advanced algorithm for extreme slow motion and give you highest quality potential, but it takes the longest render time and is most GPU hungry. Scaling. To show you what happened clearly, I will use a vertical clip. The drop down contains crop, fit, fill and stretch options. For the crop options, DaVinci cut the clip from top and bottom in order to fit the footage in the square. The fit option fits the entire clip inside the frame. The fill option fills the frame with the footage, so in our case it will zoom in and adjust the width to be 100% filled. And the last option is stretch, which mathematically resizes the clip to match resolution. In most cases it will distort the footage and make people look fat. Resize filter is the option that you can use with scaling. The resize filter controls how pixels are calculated when your image is scaled. Here developers use different calculations, so you can test personally for your case for best results depending on the footage you're applying this option. The next one is AI Super Scale, and it's for studio version only. AI powered upscaling for low resolution footage to make it sharper at higher resolution. Enable and select mode like 2 times or 3 or 4 times. If you're on a free version, you can still preview it, toggle the tone and resolve show watermark or low quality preview of the upscale result in the viewer. No full export without studio, but it's a great way to see if AI magic would help before upgrading to trying alternatives. There you go, full walkthrough of the video tab in that exact orders. Let's walk through the audio inspector fast so you can adjust your music or voice. The first one is the volume, measured in dB. Next one is the pan option. This changes the direction of the sound. Slide to the left and move the sound louder on your left speaker, and slide right on your right speaker. 0 means you hear the sound equally on both sides. AI Dialogue Leveler. This is available also in the free version. It automatically evening out consistent dialogue level, perfect for interviews and vlogs. You can choose different modes to apply. Allow wider dynamics, keeps more natural range, like louder parts stay punchy and soft parts soft. Least compressed, good for cinematic reel. Optimize moderate level, focus on mid-range volumes for consistent everyday listening, and I think this is the most common choice. Other modes go more process and heavy for broadcast style consistency. Next are the checkboxes under the drop-down. Reduce loud dialogue checkbox, time peaks and shout so they don't clip or overpower. Lift soft dialogue is an extra help for quiet sections. Background reduction. Checkbox is optional noise suppression. Turn this on if there is a light hum or room noise. Output gain is the boost slider and often set to maximum plus 6 dB to bring the whole dialogue up after processing. Pitch lets you change how a high or low voice or music should sound without affecting speed duration. This is super useful for voice matching and creative effects. Semitones are the big jumps to achieve deep voice or chipmunk effects.
That moment stayed with me long after I moved on.
That moment stayed with me long after I moved on.
Sends are the fine-tuning for that. Speed change is similar to what we've already covered for the video inspector. The built-in equalizer is perfect for quick tonal tweak on individual clips like clean up mud, boost clarity, cut rumble without leaving edit tab. If it looks strange for the moment, or if you already know what an equalizer is but you don't know what it does, this is the tool that lets you adjust the balance of different frequencies in audio: lower bass, mid-range and high frequencies. So basically you boost or cut groups of frequencies. But for more details I will make another video. In this video we covered what is the inspector and what basic properties you can adjust and how to keyframe the current properties in order to animate. Also covered basic audio inspector in edit tab for quick sound or music adjustment. I believe you already know what you can do with the inspector and how to improve your video, and for those who already know what the inspector is, I hope I show you something new regarding how different options actually affect your clip. In the previous video you learned the essential editing tools like insert, append, override, replace, fit to fill, place on top and ripple override. These are the tools that define how clips are added and behave in your timeline. And if you missed my previous video on how to start a project in DaVinci Resolve, you can learn also about the bins, smart bins and relinking miniature. So see you in the next video.